We have told you about El Salvador offering to incarcerate deportees and criminals from the United States. Now, we're getting a rare look inside the country's prison system where they could be held. CBS News correspondent Lilia Luciano traveled to El Salvador and got access to a prison housing some of the country's most dangerous criminals.
Is it possible to get a tattoo like this if you're not a gang member?
No, you gotta kill.
You gotta kill to get those tattoos. How do you feel right now?
Gotta recognize that what happened to us is like that Titanic, that we were big and strong gang, but we got hit with the iceberg.
Are you gonna be here the rest of your life?
Yeah, the rest of my life. We murdered a lot of people, and this is the consequence of what we did one day.
How do you stay sane? How do you keep your head above water?
Like, try to act strong in the day and cry in the nighttime.
You cry at night?
Yeah, because we know that we're not gonna get out of here. It's a maximum security prison.
What was the gang that you were a part of?
MS-13.
If that's not a tease, I don't know what is. CBS News correspondent Lilia Luciano is here in Studio 57. So tell us what it was like at this facility and why they have them move in those formations.
Lindsay, I'm so glad that you're asking me that because I think, there's so much that I need to process still. From the stories you hear about people so many years who were the victims of these gangs to the stories of the incarceration, the disappearance, the detention of people without really a due process, without evidence. But being in the prison, one of the things that struck me really highlighted the marketing genius of Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador. I asked one of the guards, why are they running that way? Why does it seem like a choreography?
Right.
And he says, because they have to, because they have to follow orders. But this is all part of this message that is being sent from El Salvador to tell the United States now, as you were mentioning, because Bukele is offering the U.S. to send criminal deportees, people who have convictions, but also El Salvador became a safe third country, which means that they can bring in all kinds of deportees. It doesn't mean that deportees without criminal records are going to end up in a place like El Secot, but it's very much and that's probably why we got access to. They want to send a message of, look, we know how to combat organized crime like nobody else, and that's what we're trying to collaborate with the U.S. on to bring these gangsters. But it's important to note that of the 84,000 people who have been taken in under this state of exception, human rights organizations have documented thousands of cases of people who are just held under suspicion of belonging to a gang. I talked to people whose family members, whose loved ones were just taken with no real evidence, and they can now be held up to 4 years without the state having to show evidence. Just because the police, the military, and I did a ride along with the military to understand how it all works, says we suspect, you have a photo on your phone or something else. So there's a lot of questions around the legality.
It's not just a clear black and white of good guy versus bad guy either. There's complexity here. How can people watch more?
Inside El Secot, there's definitely those very scary, those people
so
who
there
have
are some
committed
clear
those
right
crimes.
versus wrong. Okay.
There, yes. In other prisons,
Okay.
it's up to question. We're going to have our full story tomorrow night on the CBS Evening News, and of course, I will continue reporting on this and more from what we learned in El Salvador.
And we'll see you on the Daily Report tonight. All right, Lilia Luciano, thank you.